like the Reds, it is talking Reds. It's Monday, the sun is shining on Liverpool, and the sun is shining on Liverpool FC, because since we got beat by Spurs at Wembley, we've been flying. We've took 16 points from 18 in the league, we scored 19 goals, and we absolutely tonked Brighton at the weekend. So let's all be happy about that, eh? And to be happy today with me, Gareth Roberts, is Craig Hannan.
I'm always happy.
Were you happy though at 2 o'clock on Saturday, before you know what you know now, when you saw that team and you thought, who's playing at the back here?
I was a bit bemused, like most Reds would have been, but weirdly excited in this strange way that I didn't really know what was about to happen. I didn't know what way we were going to play. You know, there was so many midfielders and attackers on the pitch and not enough defenders, but when they lined up and it was Wijnaldum, Can and Lovren, I thought Wijnaldum looked a little bit shaky at the beginning. He looked like someone who'd only trained for 20 minutes in that position, and as Klopp said just after the game that's what they'd done. I thought Can looks great in that position. I've always thought that anytime he's slotted in there, just looks so calm, and I think he almost, with 3 at the back, it calms Lovren as well. I think Lovren just, it looks a different player whenever he's got 2 lads either side of him, a little bit more protection. But they did the business, didn't they? Yeah, they did the business. Quite whether Wijnaldum saw himself playing at centre-half when he signed for Liverpool, having been, pretty much a 10 for Newcastle, he's played as a 10 for Holland as well, a lad who gets goals, and then all of a sudden there he is in the back line going, hang on. I mean, he did have a little bit of a shaky spell. I thought he was feeding it to back to the keeper a few times when he probably shouldn't have done as well. Yeah. But overall, I mean, you can't complain, can you? It's 5-1. It's a great result. It keeps the run going. And the main thing now is Liverpool and the amount of goals they're scoring. It's absolutely phenomenal. Salah's got 17 goals and 4 assists. We didn't need him in terms of goal scoring on Saturday. He left it to the rest of the boys. Firmino, who got praise from the manager, now on 11 goals and 5 assists. Coutinho on 6 goals and 6 assists. And Mane, who doesn't even get a game, 5 goals and 5 assists, and he was our best player last season, of course. So all over the pitch right now, Liverpool look phenomenal in terms of attacking. You had the opposition manager, Chris Hughton, when he's not kicking off about Klopp for some reason. What's that about? Saying that Liverpool are basically as good an attacking side as Manchester City. We are. We've been eulogising over Salah over the past couple of weeks because he's the Premier League top goal scorer, but when you look at what Roberto Firmino is doing, and it's under the radar, I think. I don't think further afield from Liverpool, I don't think he's getting the recognition he deserves. He's one off beating last year's number of goals that he scored. He's one off that now, and that's brilliant. We're only in the start of December, so and it's who in a game like that, and over the past few weeks, it's who's man of the match. Salah's, as I say, Salah's got the plaudits, but you could name maybe 3 or 4. Obviously, Coutinho was brilliant. The goal he scores was just it was incredible. It's just so intelligent what he does there. And again, we've got the same sort of problem as when we were great last year in the first half of the season. We had no idea who to choose as man of the match. We had no idea who to say, if you could stick a pin on one player and say that he was the best player on the pitch, because there's so many of them at the minute for Liverpool. And 6 changes again on Saturday. That's not to everyone's taste, and rotation does sort of get up some people's noses. But so some of that was enforced. Obviously, every centre half basically at Liverpool had some kind of problem, including Klavan, who'd been in bed for 6 days apparently. So he was on the bench, but not really in a fit state to play. Gomez was ill. Matip is injured. Some news on that, by the way, is that he will miss the Spartak game, but is likely or expected to be all right after that. He's not going to be out as long as was feared. So some of these things, I think there's a lot of talk right now about how much of this is planned and how much of it is sort of forced upon Klopp. I'm pretty sure we're on safe ground in saying Wijnaldum in a back 3 was not ever the plan, but winning 5-1 certainly was. And 2 of those goals, those counter-attacking goals in particular, absolutely brilliant goals, but also I think it's worth saying that me and Gibbo were fortunate in the summer to go out to Hong Kong and watch an open training session,
And they are Klopp Liverpool goals. They are exactly what he wants them doing. And I saw when he was getting interviewed after, when he was asked about those goals, there's the huge smile because they were working on those goals. We seen them when me and John watched them. He was pulling them when it wasn't fast enough. He was like, too many passes, not quick enough. 14 seconds from Mignolet's save and a good save to Firmino scoring in the second half. That is what Jurgen Klopp wants from his team. And as you say, to see them clicking again now is really encouraging. And hopefully we can go far.
All without Sadio Mane as well.
Yeah.
Maybe our best player from last season, and he's just sat on the bench watching it. Do you know what I mean?
It's brilliant.
Strength and depth.
It's brilliant. And also as well, scoring from corners. Which is a good thing as well. That's one against Brighton, but also 2 that stem from corners against Sevilla, 1 against West Ham and 1 against Huddersfield. So that fanzine that used to be going years ago, another wasted corner, wouldn't be selling many of them at the moment, mate, because we're flying off corners, we're doing well. So everywhere you turn, positivity around Liverpool, except it seems in the mainstream media. I was surprised to be sat there watching Match of the Day and see Ian Wright moaning about Jurgen Klopp and about the fact that he apparently gets up opposition managers' noses. This was stemming, of course, from that Chris Hughton didn't shake his hand and there was a bit of an exchange of words. And then a few other people have jumped upon this now. Garth Crooks, who regularly talks shite, he's jumped on the bandwagon. A couple of journalists too. And basically, their only argument seems to be that Klopp gets a bit carried away on the touchline. Well, guess what, boys? We like that. Yeah. And what's more important, what an opposition manager or Liverpool fans? It's Liverpool fans. So Crooks, Wright, the rest of you.
Yeah, couldn't give a flying fuck what those two think, to be honest. And yeah, exactly as you say, I love the enthusiasm and the exuberance you see from the sidelines. And sometimes, I wouldn't want to be a Liverpool player at times when he's giving them down the banks. But whenever we score and he's bouncing around celebrating, it's we want to see that as fans. And I've read before because I read these days, Gareth. I've read before that that's a tactic from Klopp and his assistants, that it is to get up the noses.
To wind them up.
He likes to wind up the opposition management and staff because it sort of coaxes them into making decisions that they might not. Decisions based on anger at what Klopp's doing to them. So I'm all for that sort of thing. Every little age.
Keep doing it, Klopp, old lad. Keep doing it. Okay, so there will be an Anfield Wrap today, a free show from us. Have a listen to that. It will be a great podcast, I'm sure. And then also there's a review out today, which if you're a Tour Player subscriber, gets into more depth about what happened, the tactics and that sort of thing. So give that a listen to. A pink from the weekend, our post-match show, already out there if you're a subscriber. So let's have a look at what else is going on in the media. Stay with us. Okay, then the papers now, and lots of talk, of course, about Manchester City. Another late goal, another win. They're absolutely flying. It's something like 20 on the spin now. It'd be nice if they gave everyone else a chance, wouldn't it? But it looks like they're not going to. But it's sort of, I think that them doing so well, it sort of puts everything else into a bit of almost a negative context. But we're doing all right, aren't we? So let's not dwell on City too much. A little section just to say. Spurs, you dropped points again, and now there's a little bit of a gap between us and yous. And remember when you thought you were boss on the greatest football team ever. But now it's us. Now we're the greatest football team ever, and we're getting headlines like this, which is suggesting that our current attack has more bite than Suarez. See what they've done there in the mirror? Well in. I like that one. But the one we're going to talk about in the media today, and now look, I'm no England fan. I've never been to an England match. I will never pay money to watch England. It's not my team. Liverpool are my team. The south of England can have England. You can crack on with it. You can go to Wembley. I'm all right up here. Sound. Okay, so glad we got that out the way. But let's talk about... I like laughing at them, though. Do you know what I mean?
Me too, guys. Me too.
I like sort of thinking what's going on with them. And so loads of headlines today like this one here in The Guardian. Southgate's job is safe, whatever the results in Russia, say the FA. Now, am I missing something here? I mean, this is basically saying, okay then, Gareth, go over to Russia in the World Cup, lose every game, and it's sound. be shite. It's sound. Play crap football. It's sound. I mean, where is the ambition in that kind of statement? Who does that help? I don't understand how that helps anything about English football at any level, putting that kind of I mean, okay, what's the counter argument to that? Maybe it's, well, you know, we're basically saying he's not under any pressure, we're being realistic about what England can achieve. Okay, but just do that behind closed doors. I don't understand why a chief executive in Martin Glenn needs to go out in the public and start giving managers votes of confidence before the competition's even happened. I mean, what are they doing?
Do you know what? The England team, the English media and the FA just set themselves up for a fall every single tournament. Honestly, from the outside looking in, that's what it feels like. Like, I watched Sky Sports after the World Cup draw had been made, and they had mapped out England's route to the quarterfinals and semi-finals. And it's like, come on lads, you've got a group to get through here first of all. And you know, I wouldn't have any confidence in going to the World Cup with Gareth Southgate as my manager, and I wouldn't enjoy being an England fan at the moment just because it doesn't seem like any fun. So that is a bit mad to me. I just don't understand it one bit. And you know, he loses 3 games, you know, goes out of the World Cup in shame, and then he's still boss at the end of it. Brilliant.
Yeah, sound. I mean, how it works, as far as I can gather, if you're a group of players, you have to have faith in the fella who's in charge. And if they lose that faith, are the FA just going to go, no, we'll sound? I mean, you know, these headlines here, the Times there saying he's safe until 2020. You know, the Independent's eye paper there, safe no matter what. I just don't get that. Sorry, weird. What else? Okay, yesterday, the Anfield app, a team of us did the Santa Dash in Liverpool. Thanks very much to everyone who's thrown money in towards that. We've raised, as things stand, about just under £3,000, which is enough, near enough, to run the Woodlands Hospice for a day. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. We all are. We all got around the course. Most of us ran it half decent times. We all looked a bit mad running around in Father Christmas hats, beards and suits. But it was all for charity. It was all for a good cause. So thank you very much for backing that. This week, of course, we've got Spartak Moscow at Anfield on Wednesday. And then we've got the Blue Shite on Sunday at Anfield, and we'll be talking about that all week. Just on that, to conclude, did you know Phil Coutinho, in-form Phil Coutinho, starman Phil Coutinho at Brighton, never lost a derby? Never lost a derby. I'll be bringing more fun facts to you like that all the way through the week. Also as well, I just wanted to finish on this one, see what you think of this, Craig. So, been having a look around on social media, been having a little sneaky look at the Blues, because it's derby week. Now, some of them are saying, well, you know, I'm a lot more confident about it now that we've got Big Sam. Can't believe you're calling him that, lads, by the way. But Big Sam. But also as well, apparently they believe, or some of them believe, that we're fuming. Liverpool fans are fuming because Sammy Lee is getting stuck into his job. Now, run that one by us again, lads, because Sammy Lee won quite a bit for Liverpool, lifted the European Cup. Great through ball at Goodison Park as well for Ian Rush in the 5-0. So, you know, he's got quite a bit of Liverpool pedigree. He's definitely ours more than he's yours. This idea that it's boiling my piss, that he's just kicking around at Goodison Park, no. I'm not bothered. It's funny that you've got a Liverpool player as your assistant manager. It's not boiling me piss. How do you feel about it?
We should put a camera on Sammy Lee, like, you know those player cams, get a camera on Sammy Lee for the whole of the derby and see whenever we're putting ones past their goalkeeper. Is that what he's doing? Is he going, or is he, oh, let's find out.
I mean, there's loads of people who've got a bit of blue and a bit of red in them, isn't there? I mean, you know, Peter Reid, you know, the Blues love Peter Reid, don't they? But did you know he was at the 65 Cup final watching the Reds? You know, that kind of thing, you know, there's loads of people who sort of cross this divide. And so, yeah, not bothered, boys. I mean, to be honest with you as well, you know, this idea as well that, you know, you're just going to waltz up to Anfield and take the points as well. Where's that coming from? It's 1999, isn't it, since the last one at Anfield?
Yeah, I'm glad they've found a little bit of confidence for the first time this season, but I'd say we're more than confident ahead of that game.
Yeah, we're confident. We've got all those lads who are flying, who are scoring loads of goals, who we talked about before, and we've got Sadio Mane. You like him, don't you, boys? That has been Talking Reds.